Hello, Adam here. Thanks for joining me again. I've got another video for you today, but before we get to it, I just got a couple notes for you. Several folks have asked me how they can purchase one of my paintings. So what I'll start doing is, look, if you just want to message me, I'll give them to you for a reasonable price, but just check the video description. If it's already been purchased, I'll let you know there. With that, my brushes, look, I'm telling you folks, you're going to be happy with these brushes. I got a couple different sets on Amazon, but the 6-piece set is what I used in this painting, and it's what I use probably 90% of the time. There's some other brushes in the 10-piece set that can be helpful at times, but there's nothing you can't do with the 6-piece set. So if you're interested, just follow the link that'll be in the video from time to time. And as always, I very much appreciate all your support. I appreciate you being patient with me, getting another video out. I should be in a good position now to start doing videos more routinely. Okay? All right. Without further ado, let's get to the video. Enjoy. Okay, so I've got my 16 by 20 canvas in a vertical position. I've already got it covered with a very thin coat of liquid white. I'm going to reach down here and just grab my 2-inch brush. All right, like I was saying earlier, if you're interested in my brushes, I'll have links from time to time, but really got a really nice set of brushes. All right, I got a 6-piece set, a 10-piece set. Check them out at the link. I think you'll be really happy with them. All right, I'm just going to go up here and just touch, just barely a little bit of blue. I mean, you can barely see that blue on there. All right, and let me just come right up here, just very gently. Ooh, even something like that's probably all we really need. Don't need much at all. Just need a hint of it. I'll come down here and kind of wipe out the brush. I've always got paper towel sitting right down here just for that. And I'll come back over, just blend that in. Just kind of want to, just a hint of a blue sky up here when it's all said and done at the end of this painting. Okay. There we go. Don't have to be too particular about how we get this on there. All right. Something about like that right there is all we really need. I'll reach over here and grab my palette knife and let's get a little bit of this yellow here. Just a little bit of the red, not much. There we go. Something about like that right there. And the same kind of idea, I'm just going to touch it just barely. That was probably too much. Don't need a whole lot on there. Not a whole lot. And right over in here, just a little glow in the sky. That's all we're going for. Little glow. Okay. I'll grab just a little more. Just bring it just a little higher. There we go. Right up to the edge of that blue, really. And really in the center is kind of where we're worried about for this color. Okay. And I'll grab a little bit and throw some down here in what'll be the water. Just horizontal strokes down here in the water. All right. I'll go back to my palette knife now and let's see, I'll take a little bit of white here. And a little red, and look, I just barely touched that. Barely touched it. Don't need a lot. Little blue, same sort of thing. Don't need a lot. Just mix that right in there, right there. It just kind of makes a really light lavender color, super light. All right. And now I'm just going to get a little bit of black. Same thing. Don't need a whole lot. Don't need a whole lot. Just want to gray this down some. That way it sticks out a little bit as clouds. Might need a little more than that. Okay. Let's give that a try right there. I'll pick up a fan brush Get a little on there. Don't need too much, but just get a little on. Give it a try. And let's see. Let's start right over in here. There we go. There'll be faint clouds, but you do need to see them. All right. And everything we're doing right now is going to be very much in the background. Just making a really light background. That's all we're really doing right now. But you got to have something on there. Okay? Right here where the colors join. I'm always pretty focused to put a cloud over that seam. Just helps it blend in a little bit nicely. All right. And we don't need too much here. Something about like that. Let me pick up a blending brush. It's a mop brush. That's what I use to blend. It's got really fine hair on it. Really fine hair. And I'll just turn. Again, I am not too focused on these clouds. I just need something in there that we know they're clouds, but we're not really focused on them. The forefront is really going to be the focal point of this painting. And that's not always the case. Just flicking off a few hairs, all I'm doing there. It's going to happen. Don't let it get to you if it happens. No big deal. Okay. And of course, the more I turn on these clouds, the lighter they become. All right. And you know, after taking a look at it again, I think I'm going to darken up these clouds. So I'm going to take a little more of the black, come down here, just a little darker. All right. Let's try it one more time. One more time. Let's look. How about right here? Yeah, there we go. That's the right color. That's the right color right there. Okay. And again, up in here a little bit. You can leave some of the lighter ones. No, that'll work just fine. It actually looks pretty good that way. Yeah, let's do a couple more right in here. I'm keeping these kind of just horizontal, really. There we go. Yeah, that's going to do better for the scene. All right. Let's go back and blend these out and see what that looks like. A whole lot better. Very, very easy to make adjustments in this technique. One of the things that I love about it. Very simple. Once you understand the consistencies and you know how the paints work and how they go on the brush and how that translates to the canvas, very, very fun process. All right. Okay, let me reach over here and grab a filbert brush. This is a new filbert brush. I might have to kind of bang it out for just a second. And I'm just going to get a touch of yellow right here. We'll put a little sun in the sky. Oh, somewhere right in here. I don't need this to be too large or too obvious. We'll do that. And then I'm going to take my brush that I used to blend all this out, and I'm just going to go over it. There we go. Just about like that. All we really need. I'll grab my palette knife again and mix up a little bit of a tree color. A little blue, a little bit of green. These trees are going to be in the distance. A lot of times when you give a little bit of a blue hue to something, kind of pushes it in the distance a little bit. Okay. And let me grab a little bit of this white. And we'll see what that looks like. wiping out the old knife there. And let me grab my oval brush, really good tool for this. We'll see what that looks like. Look, you can always take your brush when you get a little paint on it and tap it here until you feel like it's ready. I'm wanting very soft looking trees in the background. I'm going to start right here and kind of cover up the bottom part of the sun. Perfect, just like that. He's going to look very, very distant. Bring him up over here, and we'll just go to the edge just to complete it. And again, somewhere over in here, very distant little trees. Turned out really good so far. Okay. There we go. I'm going to go back to my 2-inch brush, same brush I was using before to kind of blend things out, and I'm going to tap the bottom of this. I'm going to start to build some mist. Just tapping the bottom. Mist will be important in this painting, so it's going to give the depth. Probably don't need to go all the way over there, but yeah, it's good practice. Every now and then you can wipe out your brush to keep it clean, keep it misting good. But it's just mixing with the liquid white that's already on the canvas and underneath these trees, and that's what causes the mist effect. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. If you needed to help it out, you could always grab a little titanium white, and that'll help mist it out. But this is doing pretty good here, so I don't need to do that on this one. Alrighty. I'm going to go back to my oval brush, and we're going to make a darker set of trees here. So I've got the color here, and all I'm going to do is just hit that darker color and maybe tap into that same color. Should come out a little darker, but kind of look like the same color. All right. And let's just come somewhere over in here. There we go. Yeah, that works. Works pretty good. And I'm going to bring this down and let some of that mist show somewhere over into there. We'll just have a whole group of trees right here. There we go. Probably be darker over here, so I'll just darken that up some. There. The same thing, I'm going to set that brush down, grab my 2-inch brush, start to mist this out. See that? Just tapping straight on the corner of that brush. Building mist. You're going to have to do that on all the layers. Little green will mix in there. Little green's not bad. It'll help to make it look misty. Really will. We'll come back and put some lighter green tree looking shapes in there. There we go. And again, you can always wipe your brush out as you go. And probably need to from time to time. And see, I can take a little bit of white, put that in there. It'll help the misting process. There we go. Looks pretty neat, doesn't it? And while I still got a little paint on this brush here, I'll just start to put in some reflections. I'm not going to get too particular about the reflections. Just going to get some color in there. Now look, I'm leaving a gap right here. I don't want to bring that all the way up because that'll bleed into my mist too much when I go back and do a little misting here in a little bit. Just some reflections, something like that there. Should work. I'm going to go back to my brush, pull down, and across. Intentionally, I'm kind of stopping right in here to try to not to cover up all that paint just yet. A lot of it's going to get covered up, and that's okay. But we're going to try to let some hang out there for a little while. And right in here, I want to go back and mist. I'm going to try to make it look like the mist is sitting all the way on top of the water here. And that effect may not be evident just yet, but as the painting comes along, it should start to develop that way. Okay. Alrighty. Go back to my fan brush. We're going to build a set of closer trees right over there. It's going to go right into some green, into that color, kind of mix that in. Again, we'll have some similar tones. Might even darken this up some. All right. And we just got to see what that looks like. Way up in here, way up here. Let's start right about there. We'll just make a line and go down. Does not have to be perfect. I want to make sure I come down below this here, so somewhere right in there. Okay, we'll go back with the corner of our brush. You don't have to be fast with this, folks. I know some people just really blast through it. You don't have to do that. Take the corner and just touch. Just touch lightly. All right, it's really not a big deal. And start to work your way down. I'm really just kind of pushing in the center, right on the corner. I'm not going back and forth. Right on the corner, and just kind of working my way away from the trunk and back into the trunk. That's all I'm really doing. All right. I'm going to come grab a little bit more of the dark color as I work my way down. Typically trees are darker at the bottom. It gets less light. We're already at a low light scene, but still works the same way. There we go, somewhere right in there. You can always go back and rework it. Just reloading the old brush here, and let's put another tree right over here. We'll make this one a little shorter. Right here. That should basically fill up the canvas. Same thing though, right on the corner. Right near the top, but not quite exactly at the top. Just move from the center outward. That's all you got to do. I'm looking to kind of fill the canvas up on this one. There we go. All right, that don't look too bad. Kind of like that. I like the fact that it's a little darker here. We'd have the sun coming this way, so it'd be lighter here, darker here. That checks out. And I'll kind of make one of these lighter version ones here, and I'll do one more right here. One more tree right here. Let's see, how about right, keep it kind of close to this one, right there. There we go. And again, on the corner, on the corner. There we go. Really nice. Right about there. And since I got the color on the brush, I'll just bring some of this down into here. Oh, something like that. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, see, look, I made a mistake. Made a mistake. I'm going to have to go back to it. I'm going to put a little bit, well, I got some color on that. I'm going to change the color just a little, get a little bit more blue on it. Kind of an aqua color. And put a little water in here. We don't need too much. Most of it's going to get covered up anyways. But I do want some. Okay. Back to my blending brush. I know y'all think I just royally messed this up. Boy, I hope not. No, I'm confident it's all going to turn out good. There we go. Something about like that. We'll go back to our brush. And we'll put some of these trees over here as a reflection. They don't have to be the exact shape. And you could probably even just bring it down for that matter. But I'll put a couple of these little branches in there too. All right, let's see. Got that away. Doesn't have to be perfect. You could build them perfect if you wanted to. And again, Go back to that brush, I'll pull down. See, when you pull all that down, it just jumbles up. So it does not have to be perfect. And I come across. There we go. We get a little of this white. And we're going to work on some mist again, right in here. Picking up quite a bit of paint, so I'm wiping that out. Might have to wipe it out multiple times. You might have to get a whole new brush, and that's fine too. Work with it until it works. Work with it until I get the desired effect. Okay. See, when I drug that over, just made it look like a little piece of land coming out. That'll work. That'll work just fine. All right. Kind of blending it all together. It's kind of hazy, misty. Can't really tell where something starts and something else begins. Grab my palette knife and we can just scratch in a few branches here. Old tree trunks in the background, don't have to get too particular with it. Adds a little detail, but not all that noticeable. But pretty neat. You can work on the points of these if you want to. Sometimes just sharpening up the point of these trees just, to me, helps them look a little better. A little better, not too much. You could put little sticks in here too. Probably don't really need it on this painting. But you can do it if you want to. One thing I am going to do, I just noticed, I'm going to darken all this up right here. I'll just go back with my fan brush into a little bit of this dark color. That's black and green. Just right here with these spots, I think this will just look better if I just darken all that. Yeah. There we go. Yep, I like that better. That nice and dark down through there. Yeah, there we go. It's going to help bring a contrast that I'm just going to like better into this painting, keeping it nice and dark down there. Okay, if you wanted, you can go back and add a couple sticks down. A couple little trees sticking up, little dead ones. Have to just refine the mist a little bit now, just to blend it all in good. There we go. All right. I'll just take that same brush I used for the sun, and maybe right here you would see, maybe you'd see a little bit of it right here. Right? Okay. That's all I got to do. Come back with this blending brush that I got. Well, I'm going to use a different brush because that's getting to the point where it's got color in it. I don't want to go over right there, but I'll take this little brush that's clean and go over that right there. Okay. So a little bit of a reflection of the sun there. That's all I'm going for. Go back to my palette knife. Just get a little bit of titanium white here. I'll just pull it out and cut across and kind of get a little bit on the edge. Maybe right over in here, we'll just put in a couple water lines there. There we go. Don't need too much with that. Some of this is going to get covered up, so don't need too much with that right there, but almost looks like it could be getting shallow water there, huh? There we go. It wouldn't surprise me if I end up covering most of that up, but it's good practice. Okay, let me go back to, I'll just use this same brush right here. And this is where it's going to get fun. Stick with some of this dark color at first. All right. Remember, dark on light, light on dark. And right about here, I'm just going to put in some grass. Right down in here, I'm going to try to leave some of my water showing there. All the way into there. Okay. And all I'm doing is I'm taking this brush, pushing, the bristles pop up like that, and they make a mark that looks nice. Just like that. Here, I'm doing right here. This will get covered up, but just like this. It looks like grass. Pretty cool, huh? All right. And you get some different tones in there, different colors on top of other colors. It just helps it look right, really. And I'm intentionally making it a little lighter as I come forward. A lot of that stuff I just did in the dark color will become very much in the background here in a little bit. Okay. All right, now we're about to get kind of crazy. I'm gonna go to my liner brush. I'm just gonna get some of this dark color here, a little green. I'm gonna get some brown, scoop it up. Yeah, it's about to get crazy. All right, and I'm just gonna get some colors on there. I promise you're gonna think I'm nuts. All right, we're just gonna get some color on here. And this process right here, to get it right, you need to take your time. You really do. Be careful. Almost covered my sun there. That'd have been a disaster. And you're thinking right now that this looks crazy. And it does right now. But it's going to get there, I promise you. All right. Bringing these weeds close to us. Okay. Have a couple over here even. Take my darker color here and right down here on that light, that'll look pretty good. See that? These weeds coming out dark on the light. Okay. And let's see. Let's do this. Let's have one come up. Yeah, I think this needs to be pretty dark still. How about intentionally just kind of loop like that around that sun? That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? There we go. There's another little one. Comes in that way. Try not to cover that sun too much, but I guess a little one can go over it. It'll be all right. All right. Now this is where it's going to get even crazier. But you got to do it. We're just going to pick a couple spots here, come all the way up, let it get kind of thin. That there. Get one over here, and we'll stop there for now. Go back to my filbert. I'm going to go right into the black first. Get rid of that yellow. I'm going to go to some brown. Van Dyke brown. This will be neat. And all I'm going to do right here, go that way, and turn around, go the other direction, partially. We'll do the same right here. There we go. Looks pretty good. You can always fix it if you don't like it. Okay, but really, probably just don't need to overthink these. would be my advice on them. Let's get another one right here. Change the direction a little bit on it. Nothing wrong with that. And let's see. I think we need one sticking out. Yeah, right there would be a good place to have one. You just put them wherever you want them. Wherever you want them. Let's get one over in here, maybe right there. And how about down in here? We'll have a little one right there too. And you know what? We can do this, can't we? We can put one over here. Sticking up right there. Cattails, that's what we got going. And how about one more even? One more coming out. How about just over in here? Let's see, how about, where do we want this guy? What's gonna look good? How about just right here? We stop overthinking this. I do that sometimes. Okay, now you got to go back with your liner brush. I'd get the dark color, the black really. And well, first we'll do the top. Right out of the top, you got to have a little stem coming out for those to look right. That's all you need. Little stem coming out of the top of these. There we go. Make this one a little bigger, a little more noticeable. Okay. And you do gotta bring a little stem to all of these. Make sure you keep pretty thin going to it. Pretty thin going to it. Like these here. Pretty thin. Okay. This one's got to stand on something, don't it? There we go. Yeah, that probably got a little thick for that right there, but it'll be okay. And you just kind of take a look and do your finishing touches. Oh, this one needs a stem. It can't just be out there in the middle of nowhere. There we go. As long as it's got a stem. Yeah, certainly this one would need something to stand on, wouldn't it? Okay. And we just go back and forth now and play with the colors a little bit. Don't overdo it. Very easy to overdo it. Trust me. Ask me how I know, because I've done it a lot. Okay, and look, you can even get in here and get some yellow, play with some different colors now, get some other tones in there. Oh yeah, there we go. Got to get some on the brush. So yellow's thin, so it's having trouble sticking on my brush here. All right. See, that's nice. Look, I just jumped in there so bright. That looks good. And there might be right here under the sun where it's glowing, it might be a little bit brighter right here. So I'll put some brighter green. Okay. Maybe some more of that yellow. Maybe even just a touch of white to kind of set it off. Just a little bit right there. Wiping out my brush just a little. I'll come into this color here. It's going to have a little green in it, that's okay. Just need a little bit of a light color here. And right here on this one, maybe this one would even have a bit of a highlight on it. All right, yeah, it looks pretty good. And Maybe this one does too. Right here on the side closer to the sun. A little bit of a highlight. Hopefully y'all can see that. There we go. A little more obvious for the video. Just work it till you like it. Okay. Oh, you can play with this all day. Looks pretty neat. A little bit of a highlight on these. All right, you know what? Those cattails were fun. I'm just going to do a couple more just because they're fun. I'm going to get one right in here. All right, and I'm going to put one right in here. Look at that. You just put them anywhere, can't you? I'm going to put one right, I don't know, I just feel like I need one right here. Just break up the monotony of what's going on right there. Covered up that tree, but that tree is supposed to be in the background. There we go. And I got to go back and put stems on them. So I got to get some dark paint for that. Just right there, right there. How many did I do? I did one right here, didn't I? There we go. And I got to get their stems going up to them as well. All right. And get this last one here. There we go. I feel like I need some more. Kind of covering that right there just a little bit. All right. Yeah, I can work this to death. Sometimes I have a bad habit of doing that. All right, with that, I'm going to have to stop and call this one complete. I really hope you enjoyed this painting. I hope you'll give it a try. And remember, until next time, be blessed. And if I can paint, you can too. See you next time.